While we are often able to have our standard operations relatively safe, especially maintenance tasks are at a higher risk level. When conducting maintenance, troubleshooting and cleaning tasks, we put ourselves into the hazard area, which under normal circumstances we would like to keep out. So how can we make sure that working in these hazardous environments can be conducted safely? Hello, and welcome to Managing HSE with the proRIS safety bits. It is safety bit number 10 today, so we can celebrate.
Yes!
Today, we look at the crucial Lockout Tagout process. My name is Christopher Spardik and I provide excellence for HSE professionals globally with consulting, coaching and training, in person or virtual. Every week you will find here a useful safety bit to support your HSE work, so please consider subscribing to get the latest updates. People die or get severely injured while conducting maintenance, cleaning or troubleshooting tasks. This happens to a certain degree because the machine they work on or parts of it start moving, resulting in getting pulled in, squeezed or cut. Or it gets energized and by that leading, for example, to electrical shocks. Or it releases stored energy, resulting in various mechanical injuries. Regardless of the trigger, by another process or a person starting the machine up, there was no adequate protection of the employee to prevent this accident. This is where Lockout Tagout comes into place. A process to assure that no hazardous energy is present and during the whole task no unintended energy will be released and by that the work can be conducted safely. Here are some basic steps for Lockout Tagout program. At first, understand your energies and the necessary works to be conducted. This can be a much more demanding task than it seems at the beginning because energy goes beyond electrical energy. It includes also mechanical ones like hydraulic, pneumatic and kinetic energies. Also extreme heat or cold and chemical substances need to be considered. Electrical energy can be present in a capacitor even after the electricity is switched off. Pressure can still be in a pneumatic system and certain machine parts are elevated and bear by that kinetic energy. Electrical energy can also come from multiple sources. One machine might be connected over multiple switchboards to different substations, so by that switching out one will not provide you the necessary safety in every case. Take your time and involve the experts to identify all potential hazardous energies which need to be considered. Second, define what are the works which need to be carried out and which energies need to be isolated or released before conducting them. This will be the foundation for your Lockout Tagout procedure, which you probably want to create for each relevant task. And now you need to think about how the relevant energy sources can be isolated and locked out. There are countless options available on the market to close valves, fuses, switches and so on. You need to define the adequate equipment and provide sufficient amounts to the workplace. This provision includes adequate training, which goes far beyond sharing a PowerPoint presentation by the supplier. After that, you should have something like a one-pager which identifies the task, the equipment and the necessary lockout points. Also, the corresponding Lockout Tagout equipment should be mentioned in there, best with pictures to support clarity and to avoid mistakes. In this process, you might find out that additional switch-off points are required to allow a safe operation, and this might include further investments. There are processes you need to consider, like shift changes, working with multiple employees on the same equipment, subcontractors and so on. This will be very specific to your type of work environment and the legal framework given by your local authorities. For the non-defined tasks, which means where you do not have a one-pager for, a thorough risk assessment shall precede the work. This should also involve multiple parties and probably will be a mandatory standard in your work instructions or procedures. Beside of the one-pager, the Lockout Tagout process should at least cover the following steps. Involvement of the area owner and providing information about the upcoming task and which energies will be isolated. After agreement, the equipment shall be switched off to the extent as agreed in the risk assessment or the work instruction. Now energies need to be isolated and where applicable residual energy is released. To assure that your lockout is sufficient, it should be tested if the equipment cannot be started accidentally. This completes the Lockout Tagout to Lockout, Tagout and Testout. After conducting the planned work safely and following the work instructions when changing personnel or shifts, the area owner shall be informed about the upcoming restart of the equipment. The process of putting the equipment back into the operation is regularly described in one-pagers too. A quick summary. Lockout Tagout Testout is the method to assure safe work in non-standard operations. At first, all sources of hazardous energy need to be identified, which is, beside of electrical, at least hydraulics, pneumatics, chemicals, extreme temperatures, and kinetic energies. For the corresponding tasks, adequate work instructions should be set up, like a one-pager with pictures and a clear process flow. Proper equipment needs to be provided to the employees, together with a meaningful and effective training. The work instructions and process flow shall have communication with the stakeholders and a testing step as mandatory elements included. What are your thoughts, ideas, or questions? Please comment, subscribe, send me a message, or just give me a call. More on proRIS.com/HSECT. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.